Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Multi-Unit Operators podcast, your one-stop AI resource for scaling multi-unit businesses. I'm Abhinav, founder and CEO of PeopleBox.ai. And in each episode, we bring you real-world stories on how operators are using AI to run and scale their franchises. Today's guest is someone who has spent a career helping franchise business grow across multiple industries, from home services and wellness to commercial cleaning. She's the managing director at Three20 Group. She serves as an operating partner at PCRK Group, one of the largest massage envy franchises, is a board member and operating partner at Salon Freedom, operating partner at Office Pride, and has previously served as a president of Molly Maid and 1-800 Dry Clean. Please welcome Kristi Mailloux. Kristi, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome. Kristi, so let's just start about your journey. Tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into franchising.
Well, after graduating from the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, I started out at an entry-level role with Molly Maid, a maid service franchisor. Back then, we had about 35 franchisees, and we were basically an emerging franchisor. I had the blessing and the opportunity to serve in many different departments, from marketing to operations to accounting to franchise development. And through the process of just working in every role, learning from our franchisees and the other executives, I was able to grow in the ranks. I spent 20 years with the company overall, and I was VP of operations for Molly Maid, and they asked if I would move over to one of our other platform companies, 1-800 Dry Clean, to run that as a president. And at that time, we were also starting another emerging franchisor called Mr. Handyman. And then it evolved into multiple other home service companies that were all emerging brands at the time, from Certified Restoration Dry Cleaning Network to Protect Painters to an investment in PureClean, many other home service franchisors. And during my tenure at 1-800 Dry Clean, we were able to take it from basically about 10 franchisees to over 100. And then, well, it was during a great growth period there at 1-800 Dry Clean. I served as the president there for about 4 years, and the executives and ownership team asked me to move back over to run Molly Maid, and I ran Molly Maid as the president from 2006 to 2012, and was blessed to serve in that role during its highest growth period, taking it to about 450 franchise owners and close to 200 million in consumer sales.
That sounds so incredible. And Kristi, you've had quite an amazing run from president of Molly Maid to investing and operating across, Message Envy, Solar Saloons, and more. How did that journey from, in franchisee and franchisor and now in investing evolve? What really motivated you to don so many different hats?
Well, I love the franchising space and what small business opportunities offer families. And after my husband and I sold out of a few different companies and had the blessing of doing that with some investment in, we decided to invest in our own group of massage envies, which we started with 7. We acquired 7. We were able to increase the earnings and the revenue of those companies over a couple year period, had an opportunity to merge with another 21, then brought in a private equity partner, Trivest, and then we went on an acquisition run over the last 8 to 9 years, where we now have 130 different franchise units across about 14 different states. We were able to recruit the C-suite team members and brought in an excellent team that's working with us today. And our investors, operating partners, and board members we serve as advisors to the C-suite team. We also had an opportunity to invest and partner in Solar Salons with a couple other private equity firms. We bought in about four years ago when we had 30 franchises. We call that group Salon Freedom. And now we have about 60 franchises or 60 units of Solar Salons. And we opened and built out about 20 additional ourselves, acquired 9, and have additional acquisitions underway as we currently speak. We also had the opportunity to invest alongside a commercial cleaning franchisor called Office Pride. They have about 150 units across the nation, and we're partners with Trivest, a private equity firm in that company as well. And so today we serve as investors and operating partners and board members in both franchisors and multi-unit franchisees. And we got started in that just by knowing what small business like franchising can offer families. And we decided that's a great place to invest our time and our resources. And God has blessed us greatly over time in doing that. So we're faith-filled people, and God has blessed us, and we're thrilled with that.
That is fantastic, Kristi. I just can't imagine how you're able to don so many hats. But tell me one thing, Kristi, and I'm sure our viewers would be very, very excited to know about that. That what's the hardest part of running and scaling the multi-unit operators that you have experienced that people don't really see from outside?
I would say really recruiting the right leadership team that's going to
Mhm.
attract and build the culture that really is necessary to motivate and retain great employees. And I would say that's one of the most difficult areas. So we're looking for talented executives that really believe in uplifting other people while holding them accountable by building their vision for what they can achieve, gaining alignment, and then holding some accountability of how we can all grow together. But we do that through educating them and helping build a part of their sort of skill set that they wouldn't have had otherwise. So no matter if they're working with us for the short term or the long term, we're helping to build their skill set so that they evolve over time as well. And that's how we're able to attract great talent and keep it over time. So I would say keeping and recruiting, keeping and motivating great talent is probably the hardest area of the business and scaling businesses.
Fantastic. So, Christine, let's switch the gear a little bit towards AI, since the whole podcast is about using AI to help multi-unit operators. So, before AI, tell me what repetitive task ate up the most of your time, as well as your team's time?
Yes, we have been able to greatly gain efficiencies, especially in our accounting processes that have meant a lot of opportunities where we can grow with additional units without having to bring on additional team members, because our CFO, for example, in our Salon Freedom group, our Solo Salons group, has done a phenomenal job of bringing AI utilization into our regular accounting and closes to make that much more efficient. That's just one example. We're also looking for solo pros to bring on to attract to our great studios that we offer. And our CEO, and along with her team, have done a phenomenal job of using AI to better search for team members or business owners that are going to be a great fit for us. I would say we're able to do that in our recruiting efforts as well on our Massage Envy group, where our team is able to look for great talent out there by using AI and what others may be looking for. From our massage therapists, for example, our front desk team members, or our estheticians.
And how did this whole AI journey start, Christy? Like, what was the moment when you thought that, hey, there's got to be a better way to do that?
Well, you started hearing more and more in the business world about how to gain more efficiencies without adding additional team members necessarily, or to how to make their job easier in the areas that they're doing in a repetitive way that they don't enjoy anyway. So you just dip a toe in, you talk to other experienced vendors who are already utilizing AI to bring efficiencies to the business. And in the franchising space, we've been blessed to have great vendors approach us about how we can help partner with them to make our business more efficient by utilizing great vendors out there. So I wouldn't say we're doing it on our own. We're looking for great vendors to partner with that can help speed up our efficiencies and our learning curve in the AI frontier.
Awesome. And so, what was the very first AI tool that you tried? And were you skeptical going in?
I would say that we actually used it for interview recruiting.
Oh, wow.
We have so many sort of no shows in the interview recruiting space that we were able to use it there. And it just made great use of our recruiters' time. It helped us better hone in on the most talented team members we wanted to attract. And then we'd quickly set up the next interview with them to make great use of our team's time.
Fantastic. That sounds so interesting since, we are exactly into this very same space. So what was the
Sure.
very first real wow moment with it?
Just how it makes best use of our team's time. It
Mhm.
helps us hone in on the most talented team members. And that was just the game changer it can be in bringing more efficiency and time savings to our business. We really, truly believe and appreciate that.
That's fantastic. And where in your brands is AI actually helping today other than recruiting? And was there ever also a place which you tried it, but it didn't stick?
I would say the most difficult area that we've been having as it relates to attracting leads, because a lot of our content is
Yeah.
controlled by franchisors, and search has just changed dramatically in how AI search happens. So making sure our companies stand out in ways that are searchable for AI has been a slower process than what we had hoped. And so we're working with our franchisor companies to actually quickly change as much as possible so that we can be on the leading edge of bringing more leads to our units to help continue to scale our businesses. So I'd say the most frustrating area has been the slow adaptability of how search has changed and how we should be changing at a faster pace to make it more efficient and are searchable for attracting great leads.
Awesome. And from the places where it has worked, Christy, what's the biggest difference it makes, with respect to either time saved or cost or retention or growth, any numbers which you would
All
be
of
happy
the
to share?
all of the it really has helped in all of the areas, from gaining efficiencies where it saves our team time, which
Mhm.
ultimately saves us cost. They enjoy their jobs more because they're getting rid of the repetitive tasks that they don't enjoy altogether. And so I think the biggest game changers are that our team members are enjoying their job more. They're focusing on the areas that are the true drivers of the business. We're able to scale at a quicker pace and save money over time. So all those things have brought us great efficiencies by using AI in our business.
And Christy, you have an incredible network. I'm sure you must be talking to a lot many fellow multi-unit operators as well. Where are you seeing operators successfully use AI today? Which areas of the businesses do you believe seeing the fastest adoption? Among your peers.
I would say improving the sales process is definitely
Mhm.
an area where we see a lot of excitement around. And it could be from selling franchises in that pipeline, or actually selling to consumers, or selling B2B. All those fronts, AI has helped the consumer or the business, but depending on if it's B2B or B2C, have a better process for gaining the answers they need more quickly and helping move the pipeline at a faster pace, in my opinion. It could be frustrating to some consumers out there if the AI is not done well, causing more frustration than help,
Mhm.
where they know they're talking to chats, but they're not getting getting where they need to go. But we believe in strong testing to make sure that we're utilizing great technology so we don't frustrate our customers even further. So how can we, for example, in our Massage Envy group, how can we gain efficiencies? And when a guest or a existing member wants to book services more quickly and efficiently with their favorite massage therapist or esthetician, we're looking for the ways that are going to get them to that booking as quickly as possible with the right team member. That's how we really gain efficiency in doing that well.
Got it. And when you're talking to other multi-unit operators, like what are some of the misconceptions they still have about AI?
I would say fear in that their data getting
Okay.
out there, which is truly a fear, a real
Hmm.
fear, and I echo that sentiment. And I believe that we need to trust in the processes and the security that we're putting in place to make sure that we have that protection. That's what it means to work with great vendors who help us put those protections in place to make sure that our data and our specific trade secrets aren't getting out there to the competition or in the general web as overall. So I would say that's a fear that we all still see, and probably I still have a little bit myself.
No, that is actually very true. As I'm talking to a lot of folks as well. But as you know, the adoption of any new technology, there are always fears, and it comes down as we start to seeing a bulk adoption. And Christy, for an operator who's listening to this podcast and just starting out with AI, where would you suggest that they should begin?
I would say look in an area of your business
Mhm.
that frustrates a team member most or frustrates you most, and then figure out a way to utilize AI to help bring more efficiencies to that. For example, in closing out your books on a regular basis, if you're a brand new franchisee, it is not an easy process. So help utilizing AI to help put your expenses in the right categories, for example, to make sure you're closing out your books on a regular basis just by perusing it after you utilize AI to get it in the right line items or accounts. That's a great way to bring efficiencies. And we find a lot of business owners, even businesses that we look to acquire, aren't up to date on their closing of their books. They might be a few months behind,
Yeah.
and it's a process they just don't enjoy. They're out there driving their day-to-day business, and closing the books is not something that they truly enjoy. So I would just say take a stab at utilizing AI in an area of your business that frustrates you most, so that you can get rid of that task on a regular basis just with just oversight and review versus having to do that, wasting your time to do that on a regular basis.
That is so true, Christy. At the end of the day, it's always about solving the right problem and the problem that's the most bothering. And when I'm speaking to a lot of multi-unit operators, and many of them don't come from like deep tech background, one of the things that I hear is the feeling of this overwhelm by the pace of AI innovation. They're listening to so many noises, and some of them are real and some of them are not. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What advice would you give to these franchisees and multi-unit operators who are like, quite overwhelmed by the pace of AI?
Well, you don't have to do it all in one day. Just dip your toe in the water of what you would enjoy doing most. There's other franchisees, I'm sure, in your system who are utilizing AI today that aren't as intimidated by it. Talk with them about how they're gaining efficiencies in their business and ask if you could watch how their processes work so that you might be able to emulate what they're doing in their business. And so that's part of the benefit of being a part of a franchise network, is talking with other franchisees who are already doing it before you so that you gain comfort and stepping into that in your own business.
That is so fantastic. Christy, can you give us an example of your most recent encounter with AI? And it feel to you, wow, what would I have done without this?
I would say when we're always looking for business opportunities, and we're blessed to have others come to us. When I want to compare the competitors out there
Hmm.
to what we're looking at in the business opportunity, AI has made it so much easier to research the competition, what they're
Yeah.
great at, where their weaknesses are, where they're priced at. And I just truly appreciate having that level of education and knowledge at our fingertips. And so I would say in comparing it against other businesses, so we know if we're going to invest and partner in a business, we know we're with one of the top brands out there, or it's probably not worth our time or effort or investment.
That is so true. No, absolutely. Doing the external research, which would have otherwise taken an number of hours, or sometimes a lot of people, is now become such a breeze. Switching gears about the future, Christy, if we had this conversation 5 years from now, what do you think will have changed the most in the franchise operations?
Well, my husband and I were actually talking about this earlier this week, and it has to do with we're all utilizing software platforms that we believe AI will replace for the future. So we may not be running on software platforms. We're going to be running on AI based systems
Yes.
that dramatically change the landscape, because AI systems that can then evolve much more quickly than an out to date software platform. And we've seen it already happening today, where some software platforms are being replaced by AI, and so we believe it's going to change at a much quicker pace, making some software platforms just non-existent for the future. So that's where we believe it's going. So if I had to put a lot of investment in a software platform, I would probably possibly take a second look at it, because I believe that AI will dramatically change that landscape going forward.
Absolutely. No, that's the biggest thing that is happening, and that's called is SaaS apocalypse. So I'm 100% with you. Talking about the jobs, Christy, which jobs do you think will evolve because of AI, and which skills will become even more valuable?
Well, I think the way folks are going about marketing is definitely evolving. Uh, and I believe that there will be marketing roles forever, because technology and marketing is changing dramatically. And so we need vendors who are always on top of the ever changing landscape. And I regularly listen to vendors in the franchising space to help educate us on how things are evolving, so that we can be ahead of the game. So that's one area that I believe that will be a constant need, constant change, but still a great role to have. I mean, the content creation may change in that role and may not be existent, but having great vendors who help us figure out how the marketing landscape is changing is very helpful. I believe one of the roles that may change quite a bit is the analyst role. From what I
Yeah.
understand, is going to be done by AI, and already is being done more efficiently by analysts using AI. And so I feel for the analysts out there that they'll probably need to upgrade their skills in different ways, but that's just an area of opportunity. I wouldn't look at it as a negative. It's just an area of opportunity to move into another area of business that meet their skill set, ever evolving skill set in this technology landscape, and financial landscape of that's also changing.
That is so correct. And with the pace of technology advancement, and AI coming up with new models every day, I'm curious, what excites you the most about the future of franchising?
That I still believe franchising offers small families, or excuse me, small businesses offer families a wonderful wealth creation opportunity that they would not have on their own. And so I believe that franchising is really a great platform for helping families get to where they want to be in life and their wealth creation overall. And I've been a believer in franchising for 30 plus years because of that specific area. And I don't think that will ever go away. And that's why I'm most proud of and believe in the franchising space opportunity.
Absolutely. I think it's one of the most incredible and, really a massive job creating industry. And I think there's so many exciting things to look for in the industry. Now, we come to the last section of the day, Kristi, which is actually my most favorite, which is a rapid fire. I want to wrap up with a quick rapid fire round. So I'm going to ask you a question and just answer with the very first thing that comes to your mind, without thinking much. So, shall we start?
Sure.
Okay. Morning person or night owl?
I'm a morning person. Definitely a morning
Fantastic.
person.
Okay. One AI tool you have recently discovered.
I'm still using Chat GPT. I don't know if it's a recent discovery.
Okay. One business habit you never compromise on.
The discipline of learning.
Fantastic. The best advice you have ever received.
This is out of the Bible. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind.
Brilliant. A franchise brand you admire.
I would say Chick-fil-A because of their quality and their faith.
Absolutely. The most sought after. And the last one is one technology that you believe every operator should start exploring today.
Whatever AI platform is that's going to make their business run more efficient and that they're comfortable with, just get started.
That is so true. And Christy, coming to the final question. If every franchise leader listening today remember just one thing from our conversation, what would you want it to be?
That the power of faith changes things, and that we pray for wisdom coming from God and discernment every day. And that's where our true knowledge base comes from and our blessings.
Oh, that is so beautiful, Christy. Christy, thank you so much for sharing your insights and experience with us today. Your perspective from leading iconic franchisee brands to advising operators across multiple industries really offers valuable lessons for anyone looking to build stronger businesses in a rapidly changing world. To everyone watching or listening, thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this conversation, subscribe for more interviews with franchise leaders, operators, and innovators who are redefining what's possible in multi-unit businesses. You can also read the full operator story and discover more leadership insights on multiunitoperators.com. Until next time, keep learning, keep leading, and keep building businesses that last. Thank you so much.